Hey there. Looking at my son's 2012 Chevy Sonic. Son has a Spotify CarPlay. Anyway, it's a Spotify device to use with this 2012 Chevy Sonic. This car is an older model. It doesn't have Bluetooth, doesn't have a screen. He's not subscribing to satellite radio, wants to be able to use Spotify. So, plugged it in, no power. Turn on the car, because I think this accessory / cigarette lighter, when we got this car, it had a cigarette lighter in this spot. Comes on with the key, still not working. We know that the Spotify works because we plugged it into an accessory in another vehicle. So my first guess is this is going to be a fuse. I know that there are at least a couple of spots where there are fuses on this car. One being here under the hood to the right of the engine. Here's a fuse panel, so we're going to open this up. Got a lot of fuses in there. Got a fuse puller. So looking at, probably can't see that, but I look down through here through the list of devices, and the numbers on the right hand side is a list of devices with numbers, and the left hand side is a map to what those are. And there are not anything here that's connected to accessory or cigarette lighter. So I know there's another fuse panel on the inside, so we're going to go in there. Also happen to know that the fuse puller here that's provided by Chevy, thank you, is not provided on the inside, so we're going to take that with us. So the other fuse panel on the Sonic is just down here to the left. So here we are, just to the left. There's this little door here. I'll pull this little door, and notice there is another fuse panel up there. You can see all of those fuses. There's also a map here on the back of this fuse panel. See if you can see that. Probably a little hard to read, but you look down through here, and on this fuse panel it tells you right on the location, the amperage, and the use for the fuse panel, or the fuse. So right here, third one from the top on the right hand side says cigar, which I think is short for cigarette, and APO, which I think stands for auxiliary power outlet. Looks like it's called out as a 10 amp fuse, and just below that it's a 20 amp spare. There's another 10 amp spare on top. So I look up in here. What we're talking about are the fuses on the upper right hand side. Interestingly, the third one down on the top right is a 20 amp fuse. That's the cigarette lighter auxiliary power outlet, and the spare is below it. So somewhere in time, we have not replaced this before, someone put a 20 amp fuse in there. It's been working for years, so right or wrong, I think I'll just take the spare 20 amp and move it up into the 20 amp spot if the fuse looks bad, and see if that fixes the issue. Okay, this fuse puller, the way it works, get it into focus. You slip it on the end of the fuse, it grabs the fuse. When you put a new fuse in, you put it back in there, you squeeze it so it goes over it. So we're going to reach up here, we're going to grab, it's hard to do, it's hard to see. Reach up here, we're going to grab onto the third fuse. And we're going to pull it out. So we got the fuse out. See what it looks like. It's hard to tell, but it looks like the fuse is spent. If you can see on the corners, looks like the fuse might be bad. So let's grab that spare fuse. Take a look at it. So with the fuse and the fuse holder, we're going to just go back up here, stick the fuse in the opening. See if we can get her set in there. Let's see. So that was a little difficult to see, but I was able to get the new fuse with the fuse holder and put it right back in there. So we know we have a new fuse. Make sure it's pushed in there good. New fuse in the fuse holder. Go over here. All right. So there we go. So there we go. Fuse changed. So just going to turn this off. I'm going to go back over here. No reason to put this fuse back in here. It's spent. I'm going to take that. Just simply put the cover back up in here. Cover back up like that. I'm going to return the fuse puller. To the front of the car. There you go.